Welcome to Worksheet 15. So we're talking about third conjugation verbs today. If I haven't seen you in class yet, you may want to take a look at the slides before you try this worksheet, okay, particularly the slide on third conjugation and how it works. So we're just going to do a quick little review. So third conjugation verbs, we know a verb is third conjugation because we see a short ERE in the, we'll zoom in a little bit more here. We see a short ERE in the second principal part. We also see only an O in the first principal part. So the pattern is O, ure. So lego, legere, duco, ducere, dico, dicere, ago, agere, cano, conere. Those are all third conjugation. And the thing about third conjugation is when you actually start to form it, particularly in the present, you're going to see, what's up, Jaden? A third conjugation verb conjugated in the present, there are no E's in any of these forms. So that short E is going to go out the window. So we get lego, our first form. Then we get legis, I-S, legit, I-T. Legimus, I-M-U-S. Legitis, I-T-I-S. And then we end with legunt. Okay, so U-N-T for the last one. So this vowel pattern is like ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, erunt. Or we've also seen it in bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt. So we've seen this pattern before. We're just going to use it in a different way. Imperfect is what you would expect, right? We have our bombas, bot, bamus, batis, bont. And we have an E in front of it, and that happens to be a long E, just for pronunciation's sake. Legebom, legebas, legebot, and so on and so forth. Future is where things look very different. So we do not use boby-boo for third conjugation. Boby-boo stays with first and second conjugation. When we get to third, we do a very different pattern. We do ace, E-S, et, amus, aetis, ent. So we have legam, legace, leget, legamus, legatus, legent. Okay? So no boby-boo, which is a little bit jarring if you're used to boby-boo, but we do not use it for third conjugation. So you always have to be looking at those vowels, right? Because if you go from present, legimus, to future, legamus, the only difference is the vowel. So you got to be paying very close attention to that. So our first verb that we have here for practice is, zoom out a little bit more on that. We have the verb scribo, scribere. So that is going to be third conjugation. So it's going to conjugate just like lego, just like the example that you see above. Okay. So we have our stem here, which is scrib. Okay. So we have scrib, and I think that's technically a long I. Scribo, scribis, scribit. And of course it auto-corrected me to scribe, so always watch out for that. Scribo, scribis, scribit, scribimus, scribitus, and scribunt. Okay? So o, is, it, imus, itis, unt is our third conjugation pattern. Be careful with a verb like scribo, because you have your stem, scribe, and then when you do imperfect, it's scribebom. And it's very common for students to see that B in the stem and forget to add another B for the imperfect ending. So scribebom, scribebas, scribebot, scribebamus, scribebatis, and scribebont. Scribebom, scribebos, scribebot, scribebamus, scribebatis, scribebont. And for the future, we're going to have this new pattern, scribam. So again, look at those carefully. Scribabam is my imperfect. Scribam is my future. Scribase, scribet, scribamus. Keeps autocorrecting my long marks. Scribam, scribase, scribet, scribamus, scribatus, and scribent. My apologies for clearing my throat. It's been a very talk-heavy day for me today, so I'm losing my voice a little bit. As I said in class today, just because we're learning new stuff doesn't mean all the old stuff goes out the window. So what conjugation is secco seccare? Oops. What conjugation is this verb, secco seccare? As I desperately try to clear my throat. Maybe some tea will help. It is first conjugation, Jaden. So, we're going to take everything we learned today about third conjugation and we're going to throw it out the window. So, Jaden, how would I conjugate this verb in the present tense? Good old first conjugation. Nice long are. How do I conjugate that verb? First one's easy, because it's always just given to us. Secco. What would my other forms be? I know you're putting them in the chat. There you go. Fantastic. Secco, seccas, seccat. Oops. Seccamus. Seccatus. Oops, how did it get over there? Seccamus. I'll move some stuff around on my desk. Boop. There we go. Seccatus and seccant. So we just use our A, right? Our normal A for first conjugation. Same thing with the imperfect. Seccabam, seccabas, seccabat, seccabamus, seccabatus, seccabant. Right? So your normal pattern. First conjugation hasn't changed. What about the future? How would I say I will cut? Cut. Te secabo. I will cut you. What would my future form be? Excellent. Seccabo. Seccabis. Seccabit. Seccabimus. Seccabitis. And seccabunt. So we use our bo-be-boo, right, for first conjugation. First and second conjugation, bo-be-boo. Third and beyond, we use the new pattern. Okay? Making sure nothing got auto-corrected on me. Okay. All right, nice short verb here, ago, which I believe is the one that we used on the one of the slides. So this is third conjugation. It's a short little verb, but packs a punch. Ago, agis, agit, agimus, agitus, and agunt. So we're going to use that pattern, that third conjugation pattern. O, is, it, imus, itis, unt. Imperfect, agebam, agebas, agebat, agebamus, agebatis, agebant. Imperfect is really kind of just across the board. Everybody does it pretty much the same way. It's always bam, bas, bat. Future, because it's third conjugation, we have to use the new pattern. So agam, ages, which I knew was going to autocorrect me to ages. Agam, ages, aget, agemos, agetis, agent. This verb also gets used in a lot of expressions. So ago can mean do. If it's paired with the word time, it can mean to spend time. If it's paired with the word thanks, it can mean to give thanks. So it's kind of a base action verb, and it gets used in a variety of different ways. So when you're translating it, if you read like gratias ago, I drive thanks, no, I give thanks. Okay, so you always have to use the word in English. Teach all conjugations at the same time. I mean, that's basically, if they did that in 6 a year, I think it would be a little bit easier. But I know that you guys are, we kind of got to go one at a time. If you guys had learned all of them really, really well, then what we would have done this year is just done one review of all conjugations all at the same time. But unfortunately, that really didn't happen. All right, Bono. Bono ponere, to put another third conjugation verb. So it's going to follow. Yep, COVID happened. I mean, COVID happened, and also, unfortunately, 6 a year, they go a little slow for you guys. So I didn't want to throw all verb forms at you all at the same time. I would have melted your little brains. So we have bono, bonus, bonit, bonimus, ponitus, and ponunt. Okay. Oh, is it? Oh, and it. Look what it did to me. So many autocorrects. I give it ponit, and it changes it to point. Better not do that again. Good. Pono, ponus, ponit, ponimus, ponitus, ponunt. Oh, is it? Imus, it is unt. And Jaden, what you say makes sense, because it's not like the Romans are sitting there thinking, oh, what conjugation is this verb? It's just the differences are always the vowels, right? Is it an A? Is it an E? Is it an I? Is it a U? Right? That's always the difference. The only time where the conjugation really makes a huge difference is in the future, where you have kind of the bo bis bit situation versus this ace et kind of situation. Other than that, conjugation doesn't really matter. And most of the time when you're reading, you can recognize what you're looking at. I mean, bombas bot is just going to slap you over the head, right? Ponebom, ponebas, ponebot. Nobody really misses that, right? You always kind of see imperfect. Ponebamus, ponebatis, ponebont. And then for the future, since it's third conjugation, we use the new pattern. Ponam, pones, ponet, ponemus, ponetis, ponens. So particularly the present and the future, those vowels are very, very crucial. If you mess it up and you think ponet for present, well, no, that's actually future. So you have to be very careful with your vowels. And then the last verb we have here is habeo, habeire, habui, habitus, habeo, habeire. So this is second conjugation, which means we take all this lovely third conjugation pattern stuff and we ignore it and we go back to what we know. Habeo, habes, habet, habemus, habetis, habens. So we just use the normal E that we would expect for second conjugation. Imperfect. Habe bom, habe bas, habe bot, right? So don't be afraid of having those two syllables with the B in them. Don't give me like habam, right? It's habe bom, habe bas. My favorite, one of the verbs I remember most in Spanish, because I took Spanish in high school, was trabajo. Trabajo is the verb to work, right? I work. So I was working is trabajaba. And I just remember thinking that that was really fun to say. Trabajaba. I just love the fact that it had so many like ba, ba. Trabajaba. So you can have multiple B's in a verb. That's totally fine. Habebam, habebas, habebat. Habebamos, habebatis, habebant. Yo trabajaba. And then future, since it's second conjugation, we're going to go back to our old friend Bobby Boo. So we have habe bo, habe bis, habe bit. Right? Bo, bis, bit. Habe bimos, habe bitis, habe bunt. Oh no, garbage trucks have arrived. Jaden, how are we feeling about this? Since it might just be me and you right now. I think there's one more person in the chat. I know you missed a couple minutes of class. Anything that you wanted to review? Any more practice? The floor is yours. Yeah, I mean, it's verb stuff. It's like declensions. You can only spice them up so much. At the end of the day, they're just forms, right? What you do with those forms is, you know, hopefully a bit more exciting. So like with you guys, my 8th grade class, I get to review how to make verb forms. And in my 10th grade class, we get to read, you know, fun text. And of course, that fun text contains verb forms. So you got to walk before you can run. Yeah, I mean, I think verbs have a little bit more of a rule to them. They always have that OST, must have kind of thing. When are we going to go over perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect? That will probably be either next week or the following week. Not quite sure. I haven't really planned out. It'll be before winter break. That's for sure. The nice thing about perfect and pluperfect and future perfect is that every verb does it the same way. That's fine. If you got the first 3 declensions, you're okay. Yeah, perfect, pluperfect, future perfect, all verbs follow one set of rules. So conjugation doesn't matter. So those are easy forms because you just learn how to make them for one verb and you can do them for all verbs. Okay. Toast, who are you, by the way? I don't recognize your username. I want to make sure I know who comes to my streams. E is the it, imus is this Aaron. Oof. Dropping some knowledge on me, Toast. Hannah. Absolutely, Hannah. So you're asking when are we going to do something that you already know how to do. I love it. You're like, when are these plebs going to get on my level? Right? All right, we're at about 20 minutes, so I think I'm going to cut the video here. I got another class pretty soon, but if you guys have more questions or you want to chat more, I'll pop over to office hours if you want to continue. All right, guys, thanks for coming. See you later.